Hello, this is M12. I will be doing another M12 draft. Last time I liked the deck. I lost, but I still like the deck that I built. So maybe I'll like this deck, but I'll actually win this time. Looking over this pack, Incinerate looks like the top pick. Usually Fireball is going to be the first pick that you get in red, but Incinerate's also solid. 3 damage is usually going to be killing basically whatever you want to kill. So that's very much first pick worthy. It's also instant speed, which is good. You can use it as a combat trick if you need to finish off something with high toughness like the Sphinx. So I'm going to try to push myself into red with that Incinerate, and we get past the shock, so that's very easy to do. Timely Reinforcements, I've said before, I like it. It's a good card. 3 tokens for 3 mana is pretty awesome. You'll almost always have something to do with them, either attacking to get Bloodthirst or teaming up on a bigger guy. Doesn't really matter what it is. There's going to be something it's going to be doing. But like I've also said before, white is pretty much the best color, which means that people are going to be fighting over it a lot. So I try to stay away from the most commonly picked colors. Red's kind of the second best. So while everyone else is fighting over the white, I sneak in and snatch up the red. So we've got 2 burn spells here, and we're going to try to keep going. I'm going to try to keep going with that. Bonebreaker Giant would be the red pick here, but it's not. It's not a very high pick. I'm going to be past plenty of giants later in the draft, so I'm not too worried about getting those up too fast. However, what I am worried about is the Reassembling Skeleton. That is a very powerful blocker. It just keeps coming back. I guess it's not a very good attacker because it's only got one power, but being able to block repeatedly, scare off any land attackers is pretty handy. And red-black decks I've seen in the past are very good. I'm very happy to run red and black. They have plenty of removal. Black has Doomblade and the Soren's Thirst, I think it's called, 2 damage and gain 2 life. And red's got Incinerates and Shocks and Fireballs and all that stuff, so pretty much nothing is going to be landing when you've got solid red and black. And Aven Fleetwing, I might want to pick that up. I might want to go into black, or might want to switch out the black for blue. Fleetwing has screwed me over in the past, but I won't be picking that up now. I'm going to be picking up the Arsonist first. Combust, it's not as dependable as the Arsonist. The Arsonist is always going to have something to kill. Combust, on the other hand, if you're playing a green deck or a black deck or a red deck, it's not going to be doing anything because it can only target white or blue. So white and blue are the only targets it's going to have. But Arsonist, on the other hand, it's always going to have something to kill. There's enough 1 toughness guys in this set that even late game it'll trade with stuff. It's really handy. And now I'm going to pick up the Giant because the other options, Circle of Flame, I haven't had much success with. Siege Mastodon, I guess, is okay, but I don't want to go into white. And Disentomb is pretty bad. I hate running that card. You'd think it'd be good, get your best card back, but if you've got your best card in your graveyard already, you're in pretty bad shape. You don't want that to happen. However, Bonebreaker Giant, nice top end of the curve, drop a big fatty down on the field, swing in for a bit of damage, or just sit back and block with him. Either way, he's pretty scary when you get him into play. Looking over this, maybe we should start going into blue. Merfolk Looter here. That should be a much higher pick than what people are treating it as. So I'm going to pick that up. Maybe go into blue later. Looking over this pack, Deathmark would be my next pick because I want to go into black. But if I weren't in black, Stampeding Rhino is basically a better version of Bonebreaker Giant. The trample is really relevant, especially when you in a format like this where getting damage into your opponent is very important to make some of your other cards work. So that trample is really relevant, and it's also a good target for pump spells because usually if you pump something, it just kind of trades off or whatever. But if you Giant Growth a Stampeding Rhino, all the extra power that you give it tramples over to your opponent. So you turn some of your pump spells into burn spells. And it looks like we're definitely going to start going into blue here. Griffin Sentinel is a solid white card. We're passing a lot of good white here. But like I said, I want to stay out of that as best I can. Ice Cage and Alluring Siren. Alluring Siren, still kind of iffy. I think it's a good card in this format, I think. It's a good way to break up standstills, but it's still pretty unpredictable. I haven't seen it played much, so I'm going to stay away from that. The Ice Cage, on the other hand, will definitely take something out, at least temporarily. Maybe not forever, but because if they have an aura in their hand or something like that, they'll be able to take it out. Fiery Hellhound, let's see if I can... Yeah, I've got plenty of red. So Ring Flesh would be the next pick here. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to be in red. I'm still kind of iffy on whether I want blue or black as my second color. But I'm absolutely certain that I want red in this deck. So the Fiery Hellhound is definitely the pick there. And there's the Bank Chuckers again. I'm still not sure what I think about those guys. You put a Goblin Warpaint on him, and he can use his ability as much as you want. But that's pretty expensive combo. 2 cards and 6 mana. 3 of that has to be red. I don't like that. On the other hand, Act of Treason. It's a solid finisher. It's not the best card, but it's good for signaling, I guess. And I have seen it played, so it's not completely useless. And the rest of these cards are pretty much garbage. We got a Siege Mastodon, which is nice. But like I said, we're not going to keep fighting that white as long as I can. And I give up. I got to start picking up the white. Disentomb, Hideous Visage, they're not that interesting. You're probably not going to be running either of those guys, but Siege Mastodon has a pretty high chance of being in a white deck. So that's going in. I'm taking that out. Just even if I don't go into white, it's good to know that the guy downstream from me, Sero, there is going to be getting it. And I'm just picking the least useless card at this point. We're down at the bottom of the pack where you got the crap, and the almost crap cards. And it looks like we got some new Innistrad spoilers spoiled there in the chat. But I don't want to discuss that right here. I want to talk about M12 for as long as the set's still out, which won't be long. Greatsword. I don't think Greatsword's playable. It's really expensive for what you get. So I'm going to be picking up the Divine Favor. I like the toughness better. I like the gain life, and I guess that kind of picks up some of the white. So now we got 3 options for our for the third color. And I picked the blue card there because I want to send a strong signal that I'm definitely not in green. I I haven't picked up a single green card this entire pack. So hopefully guy downstream gets the hint. I'm getting past a whole lot of white though. That's kind of crazy. Alright. Now, Overrun will win games. Every single time you resolve that, it's going to kill your opponent. So I might just want to hate draft that. If I don't hate draft it, I'm going to want the Sorin's Thirst to push me into blacks more, Goblin Piker for my red,